From Shelton High School in Shelton, CPTV Sports presents the 2014 CIAC Boys Volleyball Championship. This is the Class M Finals as the defending champs, the Wolverines from Oxford, now the 2 seed this year, take on the top-seeded Indians from Newington. Hello and welcome inside Shelton High School. I'm Glenn Contasello along with Alex Niffen. Alex, we've got a great matchup, two great teams. They both have had successful years. This one is difficult to predict, but I gotta believe this should go 5 sets.
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't think there's anybody who's going to complain about a lot of chalk this year. The 1 and 2 meeting in the finals. Expect a great matchup. If there's any sort of indication whatsoever of which way it might go, common opponent this year was the Cheshire Rams. Cheshire beat both of them, but beat 1 and 3 and the other in 5. Newington might have the leg up.
Well, for Oxford, a key person in their offense is Eric Jensen. He leads them in kills per game, averaging almost 5. He's also averaging 2 blocks per game. He's been a key person for their success this year.
Yeah, and it's always great to have senior leadership, which obviously they do. The one thing I will say, they've got a very balanced offense. It could come at you from either pin, but he is the team leader in it. I think he needs to have a hot match tonight if they're going to win.
Well, for Newington, they have been led by their senior setter, Riley McManus. What can we say about this young man? As he goes, so goes the Newington offense.
And what a huge luxury to have for Coach Burns. Anytime you've got a true legitimate setter, not just someone who can set, but a legitimate setter, someone who understands the game tactically, someone who understands how to maximize the matchups on the net. Whoever gets hot tonight for Newington, expect Riley to find them and utilize him again and again and again.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back for the start of things here in Shelton. It's the Boys Volleyball Class M State Finals, and it's coming up next right here on CPTV Sports. And welcome back to Shelton High School. I'm Contasello, Alex Niffen. As we get set for this Class M Boys Volleyball Final. I think a key factor that you and I have not spoken about, at least to this point, Alex, is the temperature here in the gymnasium. It is a very warm and muggy outside the facility, and here inside, it is very warm. You think that might cause some issues for the players?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I know it says Shelton High on the floor, but you could just as easily believe it's the AT&T Center in Game 1 of the NBA Finals in here. Expect some cramping if this goes to 5. Let's hope we don't see any LeBroning out there, but you could see a player or two develop some cramps in their legs. Hydration is the big key tonight.
Getting on LeBron James, are we, Mr. Niffen?
I'm a fan of all pros. I just know that it's been a bit of an internet meme over the last week. People posing with friends of theirs helping them walk around the court.
All right, we're just about ready to start things. Now, both teams are wearing blue uniforms. Let's identify for Oxford, they have the blue sleeveless jersey tops with white on the shoulders and the white numbers, and Wolverine in blue in the front. Newington in their dark navy blue t-shirt type jerseys with Newington and their number in yellow and white on the back. And we're underway. McManus with that short set for Lici, but the block kill up front for, I think that was Jensen.
Yeah, a little too tight of a set from McManus. Needs to keep it off the net, let his hitter hit around that block.
Nice change of pace that time by Apria, handled by the Wolverines. Now they just get it over. Opportunity here for the Indians. That back set and that kill attempt by Lici was blocked, but it went out of bounds. Point Newington.
Yeah, one of the things that Newington has not seen too much of this year is someone like opposite Matt DeGali. He is a big, big block over on that right side for their outsides.
Opportunity again here for Newington. And there's that set by McManus for Hinchcliffe, but his strike hit it into the net. And the point for Oxford.
Both teams still feeling each other out a little bit. Don't expect to see too many back row attacks out of Newington. Didn't show it last time that often.
And miscommunication by the Indians. No one played that hit by McManus. Point for the Wolverines.
Perhaps a little nerves here early. Expect to see both teams show a little bit before they settle in.
Jensen with the serve. McManus with the set. Oh, great dig by Cragen. Opportunity now for the Wolverines. There's the back set and the touch over the net by DeGali, handled by the Indians. Again, another good dig by Erickson to keep it alive. McManus now for the set to Apria, and he finishes.
That's twice now that Newington has attacked the outside edge of a block from Oxford, both times to their success. Oxford's going to have to start tightening up that block, otherwise it could be tool time tonight.
Jordan Apria, the junior outside hitter, will serve here for Newington. They trail 2 serving 3. And a beauty. It was a short set by Cragen to Orban, and Nick Orban, the junior, with a easy kill.
Yeah, you don't want to be serving to the libero on either team. Both liberos appear to be very, very good. They wear that opposite color shirt. They're defensive specialists. Offenses run very well when they pass the first ball.
Hinchcliffe with the kill. And another assist for McManus.
They're actually calling Hinchcliffe in the net.
So they're going to wave it off. Point for Oxford. It's now 5 serving 2. Early mistakes mounting here for Newington. There's a back set and a big finish that time by Lici, and he gets the kill.
Smart recognition by McManus. Hinchcliffe at 6'4" on the outside commands a lot of attention. Defenses tend to focus on him. Back set's right behind him. Nobody's looking.
Second kill unofficially for Lici. He will serve. And that kill attempt by DeGali was blocked at the net by Hinchcliffe. Now McManus with a great dig to keep it alive. The Oxford fans thought it was a point for Oxford. There's another block at the net, but we're going to get a call of Oxford in the net. Point Newington.
Yeah, you're seeing both setters right now a little apprehensive at first, little tight. They're setting the ball too tight to the net. They're not giving their hitters the opportunity to get a full swing. That's why these contacts on the net are being called.
4 serving 5. There's the set for the kill attempt by Thorne. Nice dig in that back row by Lici. Now Hinchcliffe just gets it over. Another block at the net, but another whistle and another call of a net foul on Newington. Our officials, the R1 is Tyrone Furtis, the R2 is Jim Bortis, and the lines are being called by Ed Perez and Rich Altieri. 6 serving 4. That kill attempt by Hinchcliffe blocked at the net. Newington able to recover, gets it over. And a missed tip that time by Thorne. Josh Thorne tried to touch it over the blockers, and he never got it over the net.
Yeah, but he was going for the more difficult shot. He's got a shorter blocker to the line. Instead, he tries to go cross-court over the 6'4" John Cloutier. That's the harder shot to make.
Connor Erickson with the serve. And the kill by Cragen.
Hard into the cross court. Libero Brett Sullivan's got to get over to his sideline. That's his job to get that dig.
Seven serving 5. This is Thorne with the serve. And the kill for Hinchcliffe. That seemed to almost be a set play as the serve came right to him. He tapped it up front, got the set right back, and fired away.
Yeah, and I think the Wolverines were looking for a double call. Oh, what a block by Cloutier.
He'll pick up the block kill, and this first set is now even at 7 apiece.
Yeah, the Wolverines seem to want to attack through the middle of the court into the cross court. That's very hard against Newington. They've got a lot of length in the middle. Meanwhile, not that McManus is short by any stretch of the imagination, but it's a 4-inch difference between hitting over him versus Cloutier.
First service error of the match. Now there's the second. Teams go back to back. First was Hinchcliffe. That was Nate Seibert's serve that went long. We're tied at 8. This is Brett Sullivan. And the kill for Jensen.
Again, an easy serve to the libero on the Wolverines. The Wolverines know exactly what to do when that happens. Let's see if Newington makes a change and stops serving the libero.
Well, Eric Jensen came in, averaging 4.5 kills per set, leading his team. McManus with the back set. A beauty to Lici.
They're calling him under the net, however.
So they'll wave it off.
Yeah, and although Eric Jensen does have 4.5 kills per set, Josh Thorne is just behind him at 3.5, and Nathan Siebert is there at 3. So there's a lot of very good balance to the Wolverine offense.
Good recovery by Hinchcliffe. Now we'll get a call again at the net. And again, it will go against Newington.
Lici trying to seal on that. His forearms made contact with the top of the tape. Good call by the official.
Big swing by Apria, but he hit it wide. They're claiming, Newington is, I thought they're saying, was it deflected? I guess not. Point for the Wolverines, 12 serving 8. Cragen serve, and that's long.
And that's unfortunate for the Wolverines. They were in a really good situation there. They had more height at the net than did Newington. McManus was in the front row, so there were only 2 attack options in the front row. That was a really good opportunity for them to get a long service run.
And that kill attempt by Jensen will go wide. Point Newington. It's now 10 serving 12. We're at Shelton High School. This is the Class M Boys Volleyball State Championship. It was a short set. Quick hit over the net by Orban, handled by the Indians. Now the set for Jensen, but he cannot finish. Hit it wide.
Yeah, 2 hitting errors in a row for him. This is an unusual, well, not really an unusual, but it's a difficult situation to be in serve receive. Your best left side hitters hitting off the right, and your best right side hitters hitting off the left. For Oxford, they've got to find a way to get through this.
There's that back set for Jensen. And the point for Newington.
Yeah, 3 hitting errors in a row now for Jensen. This is clearly not where he's comfortable hitting. Off this right side is not where he wants to be.
Tied at 12. Oh, and Oxford having issues. Point Newington, and just like that, Indians have gained the lead back. It's now 13-12.
Yeah, a lot of players right now are playing a little out of position for Oxford. Matt DeGali, not normally a serve receiver, trying to pass McManus's serve. McManus tries to go right back at him, misses.
There's the back serve for Jensen, blocked at the net. He'll get it again, just try to touch it over. Big rally at the net. Now we'll get a whistle and a net violation on Newington, so a point, Oxford.
Boy, Lici just could not get the ball to the floor. A little bit of frustration there, kept jumping up, tired himself out a little bit. Last one didn't have the hang time he thought he needed.
And point for Newington.
And here you're starting to see McManus take control of the game just a little bit. Before, during his service run, recognized that the hitters were out of their normal positions on the other side, took advantage by serving at DeGali. There he's getting the easy point for his team to get the ball back.
Oh, that might have gone long. Handled, though, by the Indians. They get it over the net. And now we'll get a call. And it's going to go against Oxford on, I think they went either hit the net or went under the net.
Yeah, that set for DeGali was a little too tight. He did what he could to tip it over, but then landed in the net.
15 serving 13. Newington by 2. And Apria's serve is in the net. And on the second service error by Newington in this first set, Oxford now will have side out. They're down a point. Carver with the serve. McManus with the back set. Apria just gets it over. There's the block of that kill attempt by Thorne. Another point for Newington.
Great block by Erickson, recognizing that Thorne was trying to turn it down the line. Senior Erickson jumps up there. Maybe not the tallest guy in the front row for Newington right now, but that doesn't mean he's short. It just means there's a lot of height for Newington. 2 6'4" players in the front row right now for Newington. This might be difficult for Oxford to get a kill.
Palazzo, the senior, rotating in to serve. He hits it long.
And that's an unfortunate miss serve there again, just because Newington had such an advantage along the height of the net.
McManus with the set from the back row. Apria will send it over. It's a change of pace. And Thorne will get the kill. Well, he recognized the blockers were right there, and he just touched it over their hands.
Well, the last couple of times they tried bombing it as hard as they could. It didn't work out for them. You figure sooner or later they need to try something different.
Tied at 16. Hinchcliffe, big swing. It was deflected, and it went wide. Point Newington.
Interesting thing to watch already. Flavio Lici was over on the sidelines trying to stretch out his calf muscles. Wonder early on if that heat and humidity is starting to take an effect.
Josh Metzger has rotated in, and he'll get the service ace.
Fantastic opportunity to come in off the bench and contribute positively to the team. Nice jump float.
The lefty with another, and it hits the net. Point for Oxford. It's now 17 serving 18. First team to 25, you have to win by 2.
Newington with only 2 hitters in the front row right now, but both of them are 6'4". A little bit of height advantage for them with Cloutier and Hinchcliffe. Let's see where McManus decides to go.
Thorne serve handled by Apria. Now Hinchcliffe just gets it over. Opportunity for the Wolverines, but that kill attempt by Jensen will go long. Was it tipped? It was not. Point Newington. Newington, interestingly enough, have not lost a set in their last 12 consecutive matches. It goes all the way back to the loss to Cheshire. So they are obviously on a bit of a roll here. There's a service error.
And not what they needed right there from Hinchcliffe, I think. I think he just, for the time being, Newington just wants to try to extend their lead, not give Oxford the opportunity to get a service run back.
McManus, nice set, touch over the net.
Oh, that might have been going long.
Yeah, I think so. McManus now just gets it over. Wolverines with an opportunity. Great dig by Erickson. Nice block at the net. Good recovery by the Indians. Oxford now setting Jensen. Handled by the Indians. Great dig by Erickson again. And that was Thorne keeping it alive for Oxford. Great rally.
Tight set, though.
McManus just tosses it over. Great effort by Oxford, but the point will go to the Wolverines. What a sequence there.
Phenomenal rally from both teams. Great defense, quick reaction. A lot of good play up at the net. McManus in the net, unfortunately, ends the point.
Man, that's 4 hits. Point for Oxford, and we'll get a Newington timeout with Oxford leading it by a point, 20-19.
And you go back to that miss serve from Hinchcliffe, 2-point advantage at that point. That miss serve not only cuts the lead to 1, but also gives Oxford the opportunity to start a scoring run of their own.
I want to remind you to tune into CPTV Sports every Thursday night at 7 for Game Time, hosted by Joe Zone and John Holt. Features interviews with coaches, players, and sports writers from across the state, and has comprehensive analysis on the Connecticut sports scene. It's Game Time on CPTV Sports, Thursdays at 7. Glenn Conticello, Alex Niffen here at Shelton High School. This the 2014 CIAC Class M Boys Volleyball State Final. Oxford looking to repeat. They are the defending champs. Now McManus sets Apria, and then a follow-up kill by Cloutier.
Yeah, just cleaning up at the net. The advantage of being a 6'4" middle hitter, especially with Nick Orban on the opposite side of him, giving up several inches. Cloutier definitely has that advantage. Any overpass when he's in the game should be his.
Tied at 20. This is Sullivan's serve. Now the set for Jensen, and his kill is in.
Smart play to hit down the line. McManus, while not short, is certainly not tall. Right around 6 feet. Can't quite get in the way.
21 serving 20. And that will go long. Service error, and an important service error by Cragen. That's his second in this first set.
And this is where Oxford ran into problems last time. You've got Jensen hitting on the right. You've got Degali hitting on the left. They're uncomfortable in those spots. A lot of hitting errors.
Nice block at the net by Apria, but he could not keep it on the opposite side, and the point for Oxford, the kill for Jensen.
Yeah, I think that was critical for Oxford. If they wanted to win this first set, they needed to get out of that rotation quickly.
And a point for Newington, the kill for Lici.
And a fantastic job by McManus. That pass was too tight. It was a little too hot, meaning it had too much velocity going over the net. He jumped up and pulled it back onto his side enough to give Lici the room to swing without hitting the net.
Apria serve. Handled by the Wolverines. There's a short set, blocked at the net, and the point for Newington. That was Lici again.
Yeah, and I think they got away with one there, did Newington. They served the libero for Oxford, who's been passing really well, Ed Carver. Oxford got to run the offense they wanted out of it. They just, they got a great block from Lici to get through it.
Newington leading 23-22. There's a back set. Sort of a finesse touch by Degali, but it was blocked right back at him, and the point for Newington.
Yeah, Cragen's decision to go to the backside is understandable because Matt Degali is there, but like I said, this is unusual for Degali. I don't think he's seen too many outside hitters as tall as Hinchcliffe. He's hitting at a 6'4" guy. That's unusual for him. Hence, he goes for a big swing, and Hinchcliffe gets the easy block.
Newington now a point away from taking a 1-0 lead in this Class M state final.
I think that's going to be the most interesting matchup to see for the rest of the match tonight. Is Hinchcliffe against Degali. Based on rotations, they might see a lot of each other, and I don't think either of them is used to seeing a blocker as big as the other across the net.
Apria to serve for the set here. And the point, no, they're going to give it, I think, to Newington. Let's see. The linesman, Ed Perez, is saying point for Newington. So they'll win it 25-22. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back with the second set with Newington leading this 2014 CIAC Class M Boys Volleyball Final 1-0. Stay tuned. And welcome back to Shelton High School. Glenn Conticello, Alex Niffen. It's the 2014 CIAC Boys Volleyball Class M Finals. 1 versus 2, and the top seed Indians have taken a 1-0 lead over Oxford. They still have yet to lose a set, now into their 13th consecutive match.
And the quality of play picked up quite a bit, I think, from early on in that. We saw a lot of tightness from both teams. Setters passing a little too tight, passers passing a little too tight, blockers being a little too close to the net. I think everyone's starting to loosen up a little bit as they warm up. The only concern is, are they warming up a little too much? The heat in here is still pretty heavy.
Well, still, I don't think it's going to go away, and I think it's getting warmer as the minutes go on with the student athletes down on the court working as hard as they are working, and the fans are hot as well, and we're just sitting here. I know you and I are working, but the fans are cheering, and they look pretty weathered a bit.
Yeah, I think everyone's getting a workout tonight.
All right, we are set to begin this second game, and that opening serve by McManus is long, and the point for Oxford.
A lot of length up front right now for Oxford, with both Jensen and Degali up there. Want to keep a good service run going here.
There's the set to Lici from McManus, and he gets the kill. I had him unofficially with 4 kills in that first set. Jensen with 4 kills again unofficially, and I say that because those are my stats, folks. I do miss some, so I have to qualify my numbers with it being unofficial. And the kill.
Yeah,
for Orban.
Apria again serving to libero Ed Carver. Carver's been passing nails. I think Newington really needs to stop serving the libero. Oxford runs an excellent, beautiful offense off of a good pass.
Nice block at the net. That opportunity by Hinchcliffe. Now McManus keeps it alive. Hinchcliffe again. And he'll get the kill.
I think Orban got the block on the first one with his head. His hands missed the ball in it.
Hey, that still counts.
It still counts. It hit right off the crown.
We saw in the other state final a play where a player actually kicked using his foot to keep the action alive. And of course, that is legal as well.
And impressive when it works.
Yes, absolutely.
Though it is a low percentage play for all the players out there wanting to practice that.
And there's the service ace by Austin Collazo. He is rotated in specifically to serve.
And Kevin Schumitz is a new sub-in for Oxford, defensive specialist. Serving between him and Ed Carver, you'd expect that to be a pairing that passes very well.
And there's a service error by Collazo as Lici. Check that, he just checked out. Sullivan came back in. McManus now with the set and just the touch over the net by Hinchcliffe, handled by the Wolverines. Now they just have to get it over, and they do. Oh, great dig from that back row by Apria. And the Wolverines could not handle it.
Yeah, just a communication error there. Nathan Seibert thought he was going to take it. Ed Carver thought he was going to take it.
Newington leading 4-3, make it 5-3.
Newington seeing more success as they stop serving Ed Carver and start serving somewhere else. Hinchcliffe gets a nice, easy cleanup at the net. Easy block for...
Unofficially his second kill in this second set, and another service error for Newington. That one by Connor Erickson, his first of the match. Already the third for Newington in this second game. McManus with the set for Cloutier, blocked right back at him, handled by the Indians. They get it over the net. Now the Wolverines with an opportunity, and the kill will go to Thorne as he found some open court.
Yeah, Connor Erickson's got to make a dive for that play. It's only about 3 feet away from him. He turned and expected Brett Sullivan from all the way cross court to make it.
Tied at 5, McManus now. Setting Apria.
Oh, what a save.
Awesome effort by Cragen. And then Newington can't handle it. Point for the Wolverines.
Libero Brett Sullivan letting that ball drop in the back corner. Phenomenal play by Oxford, but Newington could have easily made a dig on it.
Well, that short set by McManus. And the quick hit over the net.
Yeah, Nathan Seibert's giving up several inches to John Cloutier. That's an advantage that obviously McManus wants to exploit as often as possible.
Already the 4th service error in this second set for Newington. They trail by a point. Wolverines serving 7 serving 6.
Of course, 4 of those 7 points are just the missed serves by Newington.
Apria gets it over. Now the Wolverines with an opportunity, and they'll get the point. Of a finesse touch over the net by Seibert. And I have him unofficially with his first kill of the night.
Yeah, I think Cloutier just didn't jump with him.
McManus with the nice set for Cloutier. What a great dig by Carver, but no, they're going to say a double hit.
No, they've got Seibert in the net.
Oh, net, okay. Either way, it is a point for the Indians. It's now 7 serving 8. Good serve by Sullivan, handled by the Wolverines. Now McManus just touching it over. He found some space, thought maybe. And the point for Oxford. That was Cragen's kill.
Newington bench thought they saw some net contact by Cragen. Both officials said no.
Nine serving 7. Seibert serve. And that kill attempt by Lici was blocked at the net. He tried to recover, could not. Point for Oxford, and we'll get a Newington timeout.
It's a good timeout by Coach Burns here. Newington's got the shortest lineup possible in their front row right now due to the rotations. Apria and Lici, along with Riley and McManus, they're giving up several inches to Oxford. The question is, where are you going to go for your offense right now? Maybe look for Hinchcliffe to hit out of the back row coming out of the timeout.
I want to remind you, if you are enjoying today's game and would like to add it to your home DVD library, you can do so by visiting us online at cptvsports.org. Click on the video tab and follow the instructions to purchase a copy of today's game or any program that is aired here on CPTV Sports.
And pardon me on that pronunciation. I think it's Jordan Apria, correct?
Especially if they're going to be purchasing a copy of the broadcast, they're going to want to hear the name pronounced correctly.
This is very true. My apologies to the entire Apria family.
Seibert serve, handled by Apria. That kill attempt by Lici blocked at the net. Wolverines recover. Now Jensen just gets it over. Hinchcliffe to McManus. Now Apria, and he'll get the point.
Beautiful job by Apria selling the big swing, jumped, brought his arm back like he was going to bomb it, and then just never pulled the trigger. Let that roll shot go right over the block. Defense bit.
Important point for Newington. They now pull within 2. It's 8 serving 10. McManus is served into the back row, and that's a double hit. No call.
Would have expected a 4 contact, actually, because 2 players both contacted it simultaneously.
McManus now setting up Apria, and now we'll get Claire in the net, and it's a point Newington.
Cragen called in the net.
Indians pull within 1. 9 serving 10. Bit of a miss hit there. Wolverines just have to get it over. Jensen does. Now McManus is set up.
Notice that Newington has stopped serving the libero, and they're getting better offense coming back at them. Stuff they can handle.
Apria just gets it over. And a bit of miscommunication there as Cragen made the initial touch, but no one else helped out. Point Newington.
Yeah, the DS Rick Smith out of the back row. He's got to come up and play that second ball whenever Cragen plays the first.
So Newington has come back. We are tied at 10. McManus' serve handled. There's a kill attempt block at the net by Lici. He recovers, keeps it alive, and then Newington will get the point. It deflects out, but it was last touched by Oxford. Give the kill to Hinchcliffe.
Yeah, I think Josh Thorne wishes he could pull his arms back on that one. I think Hinchcliffe's attack was going long. Thorne reached up and made contact.
Jensen. And that goes long.
Seen a lot of hitting errors out of Jensen tonight. I'm wondering if perhaps he's just a little tight still. Good timeout here by Coach Gioacchino. Trying to calm the troops down a little bit, remind them, don't be afraid of getting into these rallies. You don't have to try to be terminal on the first swing.
I remind you, you can catch highlights of the great action here on CPTV Sports by going online to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/CPTV Sports. You can also stay up to date on what's happening, our programming and such, by going to our Facebook page, CPTV Sports. Make sure you like us when you get there. And continuing on with our social media, you can follow us on Twitter at CPTV Sports, or my Twitter handle at Glenn Conti, the number 5. As we return to the action, Newington serving and leading 12-10.
Great job keeping the ball away from the libero.
Jensen
Easy
gets
ball
it
back.
over, handled by Apria. Now there's a back set, and the kill for Erickson.
And that's just smart play by McManus. He's set Lici again, and again. And he noticed that Eric Jensen has started cheating in to try to help block Lici. So what does he do? He back sets. Nobody's expecting Connor Erickson to get that ball wide open net.
Jensen's attempt blocked at the net. Wolverines handle it. Nice job in the back row by Hinchcliffe, keeping it alive for Newington. Now the Wolverines with an opportunity. Jensen's kill blocked at the net. McManus now setting up Apria. Kept alive by Jensen, and they'll get the point.
Smart play by Seibert at the net, recognizing that there was no opportunity to try to keep that ball on their side. Instead, he just smacks it over. Lici unable to block it at the net. Hinchcliffe unable to track it down.
11 serving 13. Newington have to get it over here, and McManus does. There's the set, and the kill for Orban. Unofficially his 3rd kill in this second set, 4th overall in the match, pulling Oxford within 1.
This is the rotation that Oxford wants, right? I mean, look at that front row with Jensen and Degali up there. A lot of bigs, a lot of opportunities for kills.
And there's a kill for Apria. Great back set by McManus.
A lot of confusion up at the net. Someone forgot to hand off their responsibility as Apria came all the way across court on that slide. Normally he hits off the left, that time hitting off the right. No one identified him as a hitter.
14 serving 12. Opportunity here for the Indians. No, that was Erickson, or rather Cragen keeping it alive. Big swing by Degali, handled by the Indians. Now Hinchcliffe just gets it over. Again Jensen, and he'll get the kill. I have him with his first kill of this second set. He had 4 unofficially in the first set, so 5 overall in the match by my count.
And Oxford just seeing so much success when Ed Carver passes the first ball, whether it's an attack or a serve. I'm wondering if Newington doesn't want to rethink hitting at Carver all the time.
Jensen just has to get it over. He does. Now Newington is set up. McManus. Quick toss over the net, and he gets the point. How beautiful was that?
What really made it work was Lici selling the quick. He came running in, all eyes are fixed on him, no one paying attention to McManus. Instead of that quick set, they're expecting the dump over the net just before the blocker's hands could get there. Beautifully done, and great recognition again by McManus.
Newington now leading by 2 again. It's now 15 serving 13. And Collazo comes back in to serve. Kill attempt by Thorne, and he'll get the point.
Really hard to pass up a ball that's been deflected by the block. The reaction time needed is just extraordinary. Cloutier had a hand on it, but not enough to keep it on Oxford's side. Those usually go down for kills.
And there's a service error. What do I always say, Alex? These service errors are either rally killers or rally makers. And right there was a possible rally killer for Oxford. And there's another rally killer with Newington's Connor Erickson's service error, and that's his second of this second set. 15 serving 16. And that kill at the net by Cloutier. Did he get over? It did. Point for Newington.
And you might look at that situation and say, well, no harm, no foul, because Newington just missed their serve back. And while that's true, because of the rotations, Dogali rotated out of the front row. So now neither Dogali nor Jensen's in the front row. Your number 1 and number 2 kill generators aren't in the front row now.
Long Du just came on with the serve. There's a kill attempt. There's an Oxford player that just went right under the net. Nobody called it. How can that be? Locked at the net on that Apria attempt. He'll try it again. Gets it into the back row. There's a block at the net by McManus. Now he'll set Apria. Nice dig by Dogali, and the Wolverines just get it over. Point for Oxford. McManus is going to the tower to talk with the R1, saying the player was under the net, and he is questioning why that was not called, Alex.
So
it was very clear.
It was. I'm not sure about CIAC rules anymore, but on the USAV side of things, it's actually up to the judgment of the official whether or not it impacted play.
There you go.
It's possible that that's the same in high school sports. I don't know.
It definitely did not impact play. It was very clear, though. The player went under the net, actually walked under the net, and then walked back to his side of the court. 16 serving 17. McManus with the short set and the kill for Cloutier. Now that's how you answer if you're Newington. They now are back to a 2-point advantage. It's now 18-16. This is Sullivan. And he hits it into the net.
Gosh, I think Newington has given Oxford at least 6 of their points.
You are correct. In this set alone. 10 overall in the match.
It would be 18-13 right now. 18-11 right now.
McManus setting Apria. Blocked at the net. Point Newington. Give the kill to Jordan Apria, the junior outside hitter. Unofficially, I have him with 4 kills in this second set. Again, Newington by 2, this time 19-17. McManus' serve handled. Now Wolverines setting up Jensen. Blocked at the net. But it goes out of play. Last touched by Newington. Give the point to Oxford. Jensen will get credit for the kill.
Yeah, Connor Erickson's right hand has got to face the middle of the court on the other side. That time it was too open. Ball bounces off of it and hits the antenna, actually.
McManus with the back set for Apria, handled by the Wolverines. Setting up Jensen again. Hits it into the back row. That was Long who kept it alive, and that kill is in, and Newington now leading by 2 again. It was now 20-18. Jordan Apria to serve. There's the back set attempt by Jensen, handled by the Indians. Now Apria just gets it over. Nice job by Dogali. Now Jensen just touching it over. Newington's got to get it over the net. Yes, there it is. McManus had...
Oh, Nick Orban called in the net, trying to block a set coming over the net.
I had watched Riley McManus say to his teammate, hit it over, but that initial hit was considered a block. And when his teammate set it, and then it was hit over, that's when the whistle blew, and it was not 4 hits for Newington. Instead, as you said, a net call.
Yeah, just a situation where you don't need a block. It's not going to be a hard-driven ball. Oh.
Another service error. 7th for Newington in this second set. They're trying to go up 2 sets to nothing, not helping their cause with their serves.
No, they've scored about 40% of Oxford's points on their behalf.
Yeah. Jensen serve now. McManus sets Hinchcliffe, and he gets the kill.
Coach Giovacchino trying to get Nathan Seibert to perhaps move a little faster over, or pardon me, Nick Orban move a little faster over, but that ball hit Degali right square in the hands. I think Degali's just too far off the net on that block.
Austin Collazo will serve. Newington leading 22-19. And the kill for Thorne as he hit it right through the blockers. A lot of times you don't suggest that, but there he had enough strength to blast it through the arms that were waiting on the opposite side of the net.
Yeah, I always tell my players, test the block early, see if it's a weak block that you can take advantage of. But I feel like Newington's made several very good blocks so far. Oh, what a tip!
Jonathan Cloutier with an absolutely fabulous soft touch over the net, just skimmed it off the top of the net, found some open court. And Newington now leading by 3. They're 2 points away from going up 2-0. Oh, no call there. I thought maybe there should have been a call against Oxford. Now McManus just gets it over the net. Good recovery by Degali. Now it goes out of bounds. Newington 1 point away from going up 2-0.
The ref's letting them play a little bit. I think there's been a couple of lift calls that could have been made that aren't, but you know, I always tell my parents it's like holding in football. You can probably call holding on any given play. It's just a question of degree.
Oh, great dig by Sullivan. Now he'll just hit it over the net. Another great dig by Sullivan, and now they're going to call a net foul on Oxford, point for Newington, and they will win this second set 25-20. They now lead it 2-0. We'll take a break, come back. Newington 1 win away from winning this Class M final. We'll take a break. Stay tuned here on CPTV Sports. Welcome back to Shelton High School. Glenn Conticello, Alex Niffin. This is the 2014 CIAC Boys Volleyball Class M State Final. Newington have won the first 2 games. They lead it 2-0 and still have yet to lose a game. Now into their 13th consecutive match. They came in 23-1, Oxford at 21-1. Newington, the CCC champs, as well Oxford, the SWC champs. That 5-0 run by Newington after they were down 10-7 to take a 12-10 lead really turned that second set.
Yeah, and I think, you know, one of the keys for them was just keeping the ball out of Ed Carver's hands. When he plays that first ball, Oxford just looks way too good, way too efficient. They've got some fantastic hitters, and certainly Pat Cragen's getting them the ball. Conversely, though, I think the best offense that Oxford has going for them right now is Newington's serve. Over 1/3 of the points scored for Oxford in the previous set were missed serves by Newington. See if they can clean that up a little bit this game.
Wolverines have their backs to the wall here. They cannot afford to lose another set, otherwise Newington will capture the title. As we begin things here, good rally at the net. Now McManus with a set for Apria, and he gets the kill. Everything going Newington's way. They have been a team on a mission this year. Last year, Newington did not get to the finals. They did win it back in 2012, defeating Oxford. Of course, Oxford won it last year. And the point for the Wolverines.
And frustrating right there. That's a free ball coming out of the back row, I believe, by Josh Thorne. Free ball coming out of the back row should be passed. It should never hit the floor.
McManus with a back set for Apria. Nice job by the libero, Carver, keeping it alive for the Wolverines. Now another opportunity for the Indians. There's a set for Erickson. He just gets it over. That's Thorne, blocked at the net. Thorne just gets it over as McManus now setting up Apria for a big swing and finish.
smart play again by McManus, recognizing so much of the play has been over on the right side of the net, back and forth on that side. The defense starts to shift. That's your natural inclination. He tries all the way over to the other side, seeing if the defense is weak, and then sure enough, block wasn't there in time.
Newington leading 2-1. They lead 2-0 in games here. One more set victory for the Indians, and they're the champs. And that hit by Degali is into the net. Point Newington. I'm not sure you can give a block kill there. I think he just simply hit it into the net.
I thought that, pardon me, Hinchcliffe got his hands on that, pushed it straight down. Don't know if it was necessary. I think you're right. I think the ball wasn't going to clear.
And that kill will go long, as Degali was a bit out of control there with that kill attempt, and he got under that hit and missed it long, and it's now 4-1 Newington.
Yeah, and that's a really good call right now by Coach Giovacchino. You've got a situation here. The last point of the last set was a call of Matt Degali falling into the net. He was very upset about that call, made his feelings known. Now we've started off the third set. They need Degali to be big. They need him to be huge. And he started off with a missed block and 2 hitting errors.
Now, I want to take a moment to remind you about Beyond the Beat, Tuesdays at 7 here on CPTV Sports. Join WFSB sportscaster Joe Zone and his panel of guests as they take viewers beyond the beat and outside the press box to provide insight on all of the latest Connecticut sports topics. It's Beyond the Beat, Tuesday nights at 7 right here on CPTV Sports. Glenn Conticello alongside Alex Niffin. This is the boys volleyball Class M state final, 1 versus 2. Right now, the top seed Newington leading 2-0. And now we'll get a call at the net. Point for Oxford.
Yeah, they got Lici with, I think, his right arm reaching just a little too much.
McManus, short set for Lici. He sort of had to reach for that attempt, and it was easily stopped.
Yeah, that set was a little too tight. You need to give your hitters more room to take a swing.
McManus sets up Hinchcliffe, blocked at the net. Good recovery by Erickson. Now Apria from the back row just gets it over. That's Cragen.
The setter with an opportunity for a kill. Don't see that too often.
Opportunity for Thorne, but it's blocked right back at him, and it stayed in play. Flavio Lici. Well, you talk so much about blocking at the net and keeping control of your block. It's so difficult to do that, but boy, that was handled beautifully.
It really is a difficult skill, but when you do it right, you can own the net. It's so intimidating for hitters to deal with a great block because you can't tool it. You can't hit it and expect it to give you points.
Service error by Austin Collazo. That's his 3rd of the match. First here in this 3rd set.
I don't know that Newington needs to be going so big on their serves. If they can just keep it out of Carver's hands, they're in pretty good shape. The rest of the team not receiving so well. Another fantastic block, this time Cloutier.
His first kill in this 3rd set. Newington leads 6-4. Looking for a straight set victory here tonight. Great dig by Sullivan to keep it alive. McManus does as well. Apria just gets it over. Sullivan again to McManus to Apria. And his shot is blocked at the net. McManus just gets it over. A great rally at the net. It will go wide. The point for Newington. What an effort by McManus.
Fantastic job, both teams. Nathan Seibert doing what he could to try to keep the block going. Oh, we have a little bit of wetness on the floor.
And some perspiration.
Interesting decision right now for Oxford. They've actually stopped using Cragen as their setter. Right now, Cragen is hitting as the outside hitter Degali is setting out of the back row.
There's Degali with the set. Good job at the net by the Indians. Now McManus able to set Hinchcliffe. And Nick Hinchcliffe, the junior, with the big swing and finish. 8-4 Newington.
Yeah, that's great recognition by McManus. You've got 6'4" Hinchcliffe over Pat Cragen. Don't have his stats, but I'm sure he's not 6'4".
Degali with a back set, and that kill attempt by Thorne. Was it deflected at the net? It was not. Point for the Indians.
And you can see Thorne turning to Degali, asking for a slightly different tempo set. He's used to hitting off of Cragen, not Degali.
Nice dig by Apria. Apria from the back row will just finesse it over the net. And that kill attempt by Seibert was initially blocked at the net, but Newington could not keep it alive. Give the kill to Nate Seibert, the senior middle hitter. That breaks a Newington run. Oxford now serving 5, serving 9. McManus sending up Hinchcliffe, just gets it over the net. Apria, and it's in. Once again, Oxford, some communication issues. This is not the time of this match to have those, Alex. That could be very costly.
Yeah, and they're two of their more senior players. That was Thorne and Carver. They're very excellent passers, both of them. You wouldn't expect to see them this time of the season to still be wondering whose ball that is.
Longdew with the serve, and he hits it into the net.
And again, for Newington, Oxford's serve receive, aside from Ed Carver, has not been stellar. I don't think you need these big jump serves.
Yeah.
I think they're going for broke unnecessarily right now. Already given at least 2 points out of the 6 that Oxford has.
That was their second service error in this third set. Apria, and that's long. Newington thought it was tipped at the net. Officials say no, it was not. 7 serving 10. Once again, Seibert. McManus setting up Cloutier. Nice recovery by Cragen. And the point for Newington. Are they going to give him the point?
No, they're calling
No.
Cloutier in the net.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
He was so far over the net. Must have been his offhand that hit the net.
It's possible. The unfortunate thing about it was that ball was not coming over. Had he just let it go, it would have ended in the net, point to Newington.
And that's a service error.
It's frustrating. Sometimes you want your blockers to be aggressive and to impose their will, but sometimes that means a little too much aggressiveness and taking risks that they don't need to.
And the point for Newington.
And there's a great example. Not a huge bombing jump serve, in control, just keep it away from Carver. Oxford struggling to get the ball well to Cragen where he can make a good set.
And the point for the Wolverines. That was Eric Jensen, and by my numbers here, just his first kill of this third set.
Well, Oxford not really executing all that well right now, especially out of serve receive. Jensen's about to rotate into the back row on the next rotation.
McManus setting up Apria, and they'll get the point. No, they're going to say it was an antenna. Ball was hit behind the antenna, or at least hit the antenna, and that's a point for Oxford.
Bouncing it off the antenna and into the court does not work.
Right. 10 serving 12. McManus with the back set for Lici. Flavio Lici will pick up the kill.
Yeah, Nick Orban just a little late on his responsibility. He's the middle blocker. It's his responsibility to block the other middle blocker. Lici on that slide. You've got to recognize it early. You've got to break and go with him.
Great serve by McManus. Again, some confusion on the Oxford side. That back row, that kill attempt by Hinchcliffe. is long. Point for Oxford.
Again, though, good serve, kept it away from Tarver. Easy ball coming back for Newington, just missed the opportunity.
And that serve by Jensen goes long. That's his first service error of the match. He'll rotate out. Number 35, Kevin Schumitz, rotates in for the Wolverines, and that will be a service error by Apria. No, it wasn't that.
Is that now our fourth missed serve for Newington again?
Their third here in this third set. Well, it wasn't that aggressive jump serve like you have been talking about. He did try to hit it softly over that net. And that time Lici's kill went wide. And Oxford is right back in it now, down by just a point. 13 serving 14. McManus. Yeah, it's Hinchcliffe just gets it over. And the point for Newington, 4 hits on Oxford's end, so the Indians service out, leading 15-13.
Yeah, that first and second contacts there, very quick. Service issues continuing for Newington.
Looking over at Kurt Burns, the 11th year head coach of the Indians. Good recovery by Oxford. Sullivan keeps it alive. McManus's back set. Erickson, but his kill went long. Newington thought it was tipped at the net.
McManus complaining to the up ref that the blocker actually called touch. That does not matter. I work very hard with a lot of my players to remind them that.
And that was Nate Seibert getting the block kill. And Oxford have gained the lead back. It's 16-15. Newington getting a bit unnerved here and allowing the Wolverines right back into it. In fact, Newington now trails by a point, yet they lead the match 2 games to nothing.
And just to finish that point, hitters have to remember, if the player on the other side yells touch, it does not matter. The refs have to see it and have to call it. You'll never win that argument with an up ref saying, hey, but he called it, he called it. It does not matter.
All right, off the Newington timeout. They lead 2 games to nothing here. We're in the third set. Oxford on a bit of a roll right now, leading by a point with the serve. McManus for Cloutier, just got it over the net, and that is a lift against Oxford, point for Newington.
And if not the lift, it was going to be a 4 contact call anyway, so. Good quick play. Coming out of the timeout, nice and controlled.
Josh Metzger now in to serve, the lefty. Beauty.
Oh no.
Good action at the net. Now Sullivan to McManus, and that's Hinchcliffe just getting it over. And the block at the net. The big guy, Jonathan Cloutier, with the block kill.
Seibert last time had his number with the block kill. Always kind of fun when you get to turn right back around and respond in kind.
Metzger with the serve, and it's in, getting the back line. It's a service ace for Josh Metzger. And the Indians now lead by 2, 7 points away from a state title.
And here's Oxford again in that weird situation where Cragen's actually in service if he's not setting.
Tagali with the set for Cragen. Great dig. McManus comes flying by to keep it alive. Nice dig by Sullivan. from the back row. Apria with the kill.
And some disagreement up front about who's got a blocking assignment for that back row attack. Oxford trying to figure it out. Newington has gone to it a couple of times with mixed success. That time it worked perfectly.
Remind you, when this Class M championship is over, Alex will be courtside and we'll talk with our player of the game, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Newington leads it 2-0, and now a timeout called by the Wolverines. Their head coach, Jeff Giavacchino, in his 7th year. This is the 6th year that Oxford has been a varsity sport, 7th year for the program. Kurt Burns, the head coach for Newington, in his 11th season.
Two fantastic programs with tons and tons of success lately.
Well, it's been these two programs the last few years. Of course, Oxford won it last year, defeated Enfield. Year before that, Newington won, defeated Oxford. And then in 2011, it was Newington again, but they were the runner-up to Darien.
And for Oxford, this might be sort of a last hurrah for a year. They're going to have to really try to rebuild next year. The only junior who gets any significant playing time is Nick Orban. We've seen Kevin Schumitz a couple of times just as a serving specialist and a DS. But outside of that, they're all seniors.
Metzger with the serve, and it'll go long. Got under that hit. That's his 2nd service error of the night. 17, serving 19.
And Jensen has just rotated back into the front row. If Oxford's going to get a service run going here, expect him to take part in it.
McManus with the short serve, and the point for the Indians. Cloutier with the finish.
Beautiful tip right over the double block. Recognized it was coming. Knew he didn't have that cross-court swing. Chose to tip it. One of the downsides of having a tall block is that you can't see what the hitter through him is doing. And so in that situation, I think Jensen blocking actually shielded some of the defense from recognizing the tip early.
Longdew with the serve. Smith almost was not going to handle that serve. It had such topspin on it. That's a service ace by Longdew.
Yeah, that ball looked like it was going maybe 5 or 10 feet out of bounds when it left his hand.
Yeah.
But you got to stay with it. You got to keep moving your feet and get all the way to that end line so you're sure.
Newington 4 points away from a state title. It would be their 2nd in program history. Now a service error by Dew.
Live by the jumper, die by the jumper. It can be your best friend. It can be your worst enemy.
This is Seibert with the serve for the Wolverines, and he just gets it over. McManus setting up Apria. His kill was blocked at the net. Newington able to recover, and they just get it over. That was Dew in the back row, keeping it alive, and the miss hit by Erickson. Point for Oxford. They have pulled within 2. It's now 19, serving 21.
With Cloutier in the front row being blocked by Nick Orban, let's see if McManus decides to test that block out.
McManus with the beautiful set to Cloutier, and the senior with the big swing and finish.
Yeah, not much that Oxford can do there. There's just too much of a height advantage. Great recognition by McManus, and that's what a great setter buys you, is those easy points where he can look across and say, I see the matchup that we need to use.
This is Sullivan to serve. And that's too many hits. Point for the Indians. They are now 2 points away from a straight set victory in this Class M final. 23 serving 19. McManus setting up Apria, and he just touched it over the blocker's hands, and now Oxford have to get it over, and they do. McManus tossing it over will get the kill.
Excellent recognition again of what was going on with him in the front row. The block is cheating in. There's no wingman in the front row covering that tip. Mid-rally is always the best time to do it.
Brett Sullivan serving for the state title. And now McManus calling for time. What a savvy senior, just to get his team regroup mentally, not to get outside themselves with this huge opportunity and this huge serve for Brett Sullivan.
But generally, you do that when the other team is serving to ice the server.
He's not icing his teammate. He's trying to calm his team down. Here's the serve by Sullivan. And the Wolverines get it over. McManus with the set to Apria. And the game is over.
No, no, no. They are calling Apria under the net. Borbis overruled the up official. Borbis overruled the up official, calling Apria under the net.
And so the student body from Newington will have to retreat to the stands, as that point was given to Oxford. I don't think I've ever seen that before.
A little bit of confusion. Hopefully some of the administration here helping to settle down the Newington crowd.
So now Pat Cragen will serve for Oxford.
The up official asking for an explanation for the call. They're going to talk about this.
And it'd be quite a unique situation if they reverse the call.
So it's Apria and Lici in the front row.
Reagan serve handled by Sullivan. McManus now to Apria. Blocked back at him, kept alive by Sullivan. Again, McManus to Apria. And he gets the kill, and the game is over. And now the Newington student body can rush the court.
There you go.
Congratulations to the Newington Indians. They win their second state title in boys volleyball. They won it back in 2012, and they win it here in 2014. Great effort by both teams, but Newington, after losing to Cheshire, did not lose a set in the next 13 consecutive matches. That's amazing. All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, Alex will talk with our player of the game. Stay tuned here on CPTV Sports. And welcome back to Shelton High School. Glenn Contasello, Alex Niffin. The boys volleyball Class M final is in the books, and it's a three-set win, straight set win for the Newington Indians. They finished their season 24-1 and win their second state title in 3 years, defeating the defending champs, the Oxford Wolverines. And standing by courtside with our player of the game is Alex.
Thanks, Glenn. I'm here with CPTV Sports Player of the Game and CIAC Tournament MVP, Riley McManus, setter from Newington. Riley, first off, congratulations tonight.
Thank you very much.
Now, you two have been the two big powerhouses the last few years. Newington and Oxford didn't get to play each other this year, but were you kind of eyeing them out of one corner, thinking you were going to see them in the finals?
You know, if you had asked me this at the beginning of the season, I would have just told you, we're focusing one game at a time. And not that we weren't doing it, but we knew that there was definitely a very good chance that we were going to see Oxford in the state tournament, because they're a phenomenal team. They always are a phenomenal team. In my opinion, they have the best setter in the state in Pat Cragen. Not an easy match at all, but I'm glad we got to face them in the tournament.
A disappointing early out last season in the tournament. Any thoughts about potential feelings of redemption for your team this year, coming back so strong?
We absolutely came into the season with a chip on our shoulder. Even though we were in Class L last year and lost to a very good Glastonbury team, we just felt that we didn't make it as far as we could have. and we all put in the work in the off season, and we knew that we had to come back and that this was going to be a good chance to win the title, and we couldn't let this opportunity go to waste.
Now, this is actually your second state finals, correct? You won a championship in your sophomore season. Any different as a senior?
That I played. That's the first part. A lot of good players on that team. A lot of good team chemistry there, and this year, I hate not to bash the team 2 years ago, but I think there's no team that I have ever or will ever be a part of that is as close as this team is right now. They're my absolute family for life, and that absolutely helped us today.
Okay, well then looking forward, Worcester Polytech next year. Any thoughts?
Excited to be going there. I'm probably going to play club volleyball, so I'm looking forward to that. But as far as high school goes, there's no better way to go out than this.
Well, best of luck to you, and again, congratulations.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Back to you, Glenn.
All right, thanks very much, Alex. Congratulations, Riley. Congratulations to Newington. All right, that wraps up our coverage here from Shelton High School. To watch replays of this game, check out our program schedule on our website, cptvsports.org. Or to view game highlights, go to our YouTube channel, online at youtube.com/cptvsports. For my broadcast partner, Alex Niffen, and our entire CPTV Sports crew, my name is Glenn Conticello. Goodbye from Shelton High School.